How do? Back in the man cave. Right, something a little bit different in the man cave. I've been preparing a video for something, as I say, a little different. Okay, obviously you can see by the title it's making floats. I've been making floats 40 years. I must have started, I reckon, about 8 years old with my dad, knocking little floats up out of straws, yeah, for a little back in the day noddy fishing. Okay, yeah, so I've been doing them for 40 years, yeah, so yeah, I've got a bit of experience during the war. Right, so let's have a quick look at some I've got here, yeah, that I've made over the years. These have all been stuck in my pipe bag, and then some just been hanging around. Okay, so we'll have a look, and then we're going to actually make one. I've prepared it, we'll make one, so you can see the final result. Again, we're looking at marker floats, pike floats tonight, but we have got other different types of floats here, as you can probably see. Yeah, these are ones I've made in the past. Some are half made, some are ready to go. Yeah, and they're made out of different materials. Yeah, so I've got, basically, this is a long range tench float that I made in Sweden. Okay, yeah, I made that for long range, obviously, tench fishing, so I didn't have to ledger. Yeah, so again, that's made out of balsa, that's made out of reed, and then obviously painted, varnished, and it's got a line on the end. Bodied waggler, big one with a massive head like a wind beater, so you can see it from distance. I've made a few of them in the past. Red, yellow, yeah, there's green as well. Yeah, don't think I've got any green here. Oh well, yeah, there's a green one. That's made from, obviously, fluoro green. So we've got yeah, marker floats, stroke pike floats. Yeah, there's a load of different ones I've made. Okay, these ones just happen to be from balsa. These are all made from balsa wood. Yeah, you got the old stick floats there. Again with a little eye on the end. Again, made from balsa. They're a good 20 odd year olds. You can see there's a bit of cracking starting underneath in the paint now, but the varnish hasn't gone. Right, yeah, I've made them from wine corks. Okay, so they're two wine corks stuck together, and then I've whittled it down with a knife. You might be able to see basically the crack, the seam where I've glued them together. Yeah, then I've whittled them down. Yeah, sanded, painted, stuck a little eye in the top, or the bottom, whichever way you look at it. Again, that's wine corks. Yep. Same again, that's wine corks. Yeah, with lolly sticks, ice lolly sticks. Yeah, carved up and basically glued in as like a vein, you know, a little bit more visual on the top there. Same as this one, just a little concoction I've made up there. Again, ice lolly sticks, bit of reed, wine cork, bit of reed with a line in the end. Yeah. Made that in Sweden. So there's all different kinds. Long ones, little stumpy ones. Yeah. And I've even made them. There's a couple there. They are made out of cigar tubes. Okay. So they're made out of cigar tubes. Basically take the top off, stuff a load of polystyrene in there, yeah, fit a swivel, drill a hole, puncture an hole through the cap, yeah, stick a swivel on it, sand it down, paint it. Virtually indestructible, made of aluminium, stuffed to polystyrene, very buoyant. There we go, cigar tubes. So there's a few there, all painted different colours. Of course, I've got black, yeah, got orange, there's yellow, yeah, and there's a green as well, and I've just bought a new green. Yeah, we'll have a look at what you need to make them very shortly. So that's a fluorescent green. I think it's fluorescent signal green, I'm not too sure. But anyway, it's Humbrol, you know, for painting aeroplanes and things like that. Yeah, right. Let's have a look at what you're going to need if you want to make your own floats. Right, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to make a balsa float, and it's going to look very, very similar to that. Okay, it's a big chunky balsa float. Yeah. Use it for pike fishing, use it as a marker float. I've used it for both. Okay, yeah. Another one I'm concocting. Yeah, might see it in a later video. H markers. Yeah, make my own H markers. Happy days. So let's have a look at the components that you are going to need to make one of them. Okay. Right. First thing you need to make balsa floats, obviously, is balsa. So I've got some here. Yeah. Very light, very soft, easy to work with balsa. Very, very buoyant, of course. A lot of floats have been made from balsa. I've been making them for donkey's years. Yeah, I think balsa type floats have just come out on the market. Yeah, with all the, of course, added carp tax to them. Yeah, and now sold as marker floats, of course. Right, so anyway, enough of that bollocks. Let's have a look at this. So these are 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Yeah, balsa. I bought it in, I think it's 900 millimeters, and I've been using it, obviously, that's why it's no longer 900 millimeters. So that is, yeah, balsa, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Yeah, I couldn't get any bigger than that. That's why there's 4 pieces there. Yeah, they get glued together. That'll come later on. Right, so you need some balsa wood. Yeah. You're going to need tools, you're going to need paint. Okay, so things you're going to need for making one of those, of course, yeah, is a little saw to saw, obviously, yeah, the balsa to the correct length. What I use is a little broken hacksaw blade. Does the job. It's very soft wood, goes through it like an hot butter through a knife, yeah, or even hot knife through a butter. Ruler, yeah, or some form of measuring tape. Yeah, that's obviously to measure the length of your floats. Okay, you're going to need a pair of Dannies. Yeah, a little pair of Danny Dyers. That'll come my motor pant later on. You're going to need sandpaper. Okay, so you're going to need the rough stuff. Yeah, and you're going to need fine stuff. So you're going to need a little bit of sandpaper there. What else are you going to need tools wise? You're going to need a very sharp BFK. And I mean a very sharp BFK. Yeah, that is obviously for whittling the balsa down once it's ready to go. So, very sharp. If you haven't got a very sharp BFK, what you use, what I was using for years, was the old hobby knives, like a Stanley knife type bladed knife. Yeah, they're nice and sharp, but the blades tend to bend, and but I like a nice, good, solid, sturdy blade that can, you know, not bend while you're whittling down your balsa or somebody's ribs. Right. Right. So we've got the BFK. You're gonna need some paint, aren't you? Right, so the paint you've got to have is well, you can have whatever you want, but what you do need, you need a white, you need a fluorescent colour of your choice. Mine's orange, obviously. Yeah, but make sure it's fluorescent, unless you want to paint it black, of course. Of course, you can paint black ones. You saw earlier, I had some. Right, so that is paint. You're gonna need the paint. Right. Make sure, yeah, it is solvent-based paint. Okay, that's my orange glow. It's Plastico Mr. Mini colour or something. I bought that in Sweden. Probably can't get it over here, but you can get Plastico. So if you look hard enough, you might get a little tub, because mostly it comes in spray cans, doesn't it? Okie dokie. So you can get different colours, or you can get, boys at the moment are doing these for £1.48. So it's your old Humbrol enamel, you know, for painting the old aeroplanes back in the day, your old Airfix models. yeah, hundreds and hundreds of different colours. You can get a nice fluorescent orange. I bought 2 of them. That is what is on those at the moment. Okay, more on them later as well. Excuse me. Right, so you've got your fluorescent paint. You're going to need a white as well. Okay, you're going to need white paint. I use that one and I also use this one. White paint doesn't matter if it's water based, but if you can get solvent based, happy days. But this is water based. This is Revel. Basically, it is the it's Humbrol, but a cheaper version. Yeah, it's Humbrol's nemesis, let's say, in the model painting world. Yeah. There's all different types. I've got some neon. That was from the range. Yeah, it's his fast drying acrylic paint. Yeah, for use on most indoor surfaces. So that's a water based paint, not an acrylic. Sorry, not an acrylic, not a solvent based paint. They're the best ones for floats. Okay. So there's all different types. I've got, again, the boys one. I've just been and picked some up. Humbrol enamel. Fluorescent signal green. Happy day. So you can have green floats if you want. That is actually exactly the same as that one, because I've been using Humbrol paints for absolutely donkey's years. That's the green, basically the signal green that comes out from that. Then you're going to need, obviously, so you've got your white base paint. Okay. Yeah. You've got your fluorescent paint. Okay. And then you might need, obviously, I've just varnished that one. As you can see, it's just the bare wood underneath. Yeah. But you can, obviously, paint them if you like. You've seen some earlier where I've painted them black. Yeah. So again, painted black, matte black. There's also a Carpi Army green. Yeah, I've bought. Oh, there's a matte olive, like an olive green. Yeah, again, if I want to paint them that colour, obviously black there. And then you're going to need a varnish. Yeah, because if you paint them and then just use them without varnishing them, yeah, all your paint will fall off and you look a right noddy on the bank, yeah, with bits of paint falling off your float. Yeah, it might look like it's got a bit of character and been used for years, when really, yeah, you botched it up and now it's knackered. Right, so varnish. Yeah, where's this from? Wilko's. Yeah, just got a tin. Yeah, there's a 250ml of yacht varnish. Yeah, obviously yacht varnish. Yeah, it's designed for exterior use, for outdoor use. So again, yeah, varnish. What else are we going to need? Let's have a mooch here. You might need a pair of scissors. Anything else you may need? No, that's about it. So, yeah, but if any more components or tools that you need to do the job, oh yes, super glue. During the war, yeah, super glue. This is the cheap shit. It's £1 for a tub. There's 20 grams in there. It's £1. Yeah, if you can pick up stuff like this, it comes very similar, all different manufacturers, but either way, it's the same looking bottle, same looking spout. It's £1. There's 20 grams in there. 20 grams. Yeah. So that's £1. And then, or you can pick up, yeah, the one with glue tacks attached to it. That is 3 grams. 20 grams for £1. 3 grams for the old super glue. Yeah, you're probably paying £2.50, yeah, for the squeezy bit. That is brilliant. Same stuff, industrial grade super glue. You're gonna need glue, yeah. But that's a good little tip, trick and handy in there. That's an empty one. Bag of shite can go to one side. Pool glue tacks, it's expensive. Something else you're gonna need, sorry. Yeah, I keep looking at stuff and say, oh, you're going to need one of them, or you're going to need 2 of them, or you might need a few of them. Okay, obviously, you're going to need paintbrushes. Yeah, so you can pick these up from pound shop, hobby shop, whatever. Try and get some decent ones, because there's naught worse than all the little bristles falling off on your artwork. Okay, yeah, and save some jars. for cleaning your brushes. So solvent-based brushes need to be cleaned with white spirit. I hope nobody takes offence to that. White spirit. Probably somebody will, somewhere in a university in Manchester, for example. Yes, may get offended by white spirit. Yeah, but... or terps. Yeah, clean your brushes in that. Or, if it is, of course, water-based, nice little coffee jar, you can clean your brushes in water. Okay, super. So you're going to need that as well. You're going to need some brushes, yeah, and that's about the size of it for the moment. But again, as we plod along doing these floats, if there's tools that I do pick up and go, oh, Chris didn't mention that because he's a noddy, yeah, and it's late at night and he's doing silly videos, yeah, then obviously you can see you'll need one of them as well. Right, let's get down to some float making. So, in one's man cave, okay, yeah, I've got a desk obviously in a little man cave where I do potter around, do all my stuff, all my rigs, yeah, all my floats, all my leads, everything like that in here. So I've got my McFloat station, yeah. Gonna need a drill bit as well. See, I said I'd pick it up as I go along, didn't I? You're gonna need a drill bit. Little bog standard drill, yeah. About that size. I don't know what the size, I don't know, 3/16, I don't know, I can't remember. It's a long time since I did any engineering jobs, and back then it was all feet and inches, and now it's all millimetres, and you know, my brain's cabbaged. Right, so, first thing you're going to need is your balsa. So obviously, that's all I could get hold of, and it's not cheap in hobbycraft. Yeah, they like to put lots of tax on things, like, yeah, big corporations in the cart world like to put lots of tax on things, okay, yeah, and pull your pants down with the prices. So what I've done there, I've got 4 1/2" by 1/2", so that's 12.5 millimeters by 12.5 millimeters, and then I've chopped them to size and I've glued them together with good old £1 industrial type super glue, 20 grams for £1. Yeah. So there we go, that's been gluing together. I can now take my little clamps off, put them back in their little respective home. Yes, and that's why they're £1. Bastards fell off. Never mind. Yeah. Prior planning and preparation prevents a piss poor performance. I've always got backups. Yeah. Take them off, and then of course you've got your ready to go float. Needs to be whittled obviously. I've made these 15 centimeters. Yeah, I think 12 centimeters is 6 inches. Yeah, if you don't know what 6 inches is, I'll fold it in half and show you. Yeah, during the war. It's my new saying. Yeah, so 15 centimeters. I've measured 4 of them, glued them together. Happy days. So once it's glued and dried, which that super glue does dry very fast indeed. Yeah, I had it all stuck to my fingers the other night. I got it off one hand, put it on there, nearly went to bed, worked with that stuck to my fingers. Okay, so then you're going to need, of course, your BFK. Yeah, and you've got to start whittling it down. Yeah, I'm going to turn it into something that looks very similar to that. Okay, yeah, because I've already made some earlier. Okay, of course that is for the, here's one I made earlier, chestnut. Right, so whittling, it does take a little bit of get going, yeah, to get obviously used to it. It's the same with everything, practice makes better, doesn't it? Never makes perfect, practice makes better. That's what I say in my job. Okay, so you've got your nice BFK. I'm just going to start whittling the corners down, so it's like round the top off basically. Yeah. And what I'm doing, I'm just other corners that pop up, just whittling them down. So that'll do. I'm going to use that as the bottom actually, and then start on obviously the other end. So obviously this takes some time, but it's all the fun of the fair, isn't it? Okay, so obviously that's semi round now. You just keep having to go nicking little bits off. So again, it's semi-round now. Obviously the majority of the squareness has gone from it. Okay. But again, just have a go at the little edges that pop up, like the little angles, until, yeah, of course you get it to the point where you can start sanding it. Again, balsa is very, very soft. Yeah. It's very, very soft, so it's very easy to work with. Right, so I've got that to basically near enough where I want it. Then I'm going to round the end like so. So I need to round the end, yeah, so a little dome type shape on the end, and you just take the tops off. Again, it's all a bit ugly there at the moment, but that will come out later on. And then same on the bottom. And then what you can do, you can make it any shape you like. You can have it a fat at one end, going down to a thin end at the other, like that one. Yeah, there's a slight, of course, incline or whatever you want to call it there. Goes down to a bit of a thinner end at the bottom. Yeah. Or you can keep it like a big fat sausage, big fat cigar. I've left a little bit of squareness on the top of that one. Yeah, because the more, obviously, you take off, the less buoyant it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, so again, McRig station, or your McRig tray, float making McTray. Catches all your little pieces there. But what I do with all this, funnily enough, I don't waste it. And you say, well, what the chuffing hell are you going to be using that for? Well, I've got a bag of it somewhere, and now I don't know where it's gone, because I do shit like that. I put things down and then I can't find it again, and then 3 weeks later I'll come across it and go, oh, there it is, oh, there it is, I found it. I stick it in a plastic bag. Yeah, I don't waste it. What I do with that, in my little survival bag I've got, I'll put all that in there, and then if I need to start a fire, I've got some dry, very flammable wood basically to get a little fire going. Yeah, if I need it. In my little go for a day walk army patrol pack basically type thing. So that's what I do with that. Yeah, then of course, once we have got it to our semi-round, then you're going to have to start with the sandpaper. Okay, right, make sure you've got an hoover yeah, and your missus is out, so it gets a little bit dusty now, okay, so send your missus out with your credit card, yeah, tell her to go and hammer it and don't come back for the next 2 hours. Then, yeah, get your hoover or vacuum cleaner, as it's called across the pond. Yeah, if you're wondering what an hoover is, what's he talking about? An hoover. Yeah, it's a vacuum cleaner because it gets a little bit dusty. And then we just start, yeah, it goes down very easily. We'll just start rounding it off with the old sandpaper. Again, this is the rough stuff, the rough grade. Yeah, to take a lot off at the time. Yeah. See how it's getting a bit dusty now? Yeah, everything gets covered in dust. So you're going to need a hoover and get it all sucked up before one's missus comes home and plays holy fuck. Yeah. Right, so as you can see, we're getting there now. One end's getting a bit rounder. It's just taking all the rough edges off. Yeah, and it's very easy. It's very easy. It doesn't take long. As you can see, start on the other end. And then you can round it off like that. It's a good little idea, get this round. It's just basically a hand lathe. You can see the dust coming off there now. Yeah, you definitely need an hoover to clean up. But if you live on your own like myself, yeah, you can clean it up when you like. So in 3 weeks I can come round and do a bit of hoovering when I like, without obviously my ears bleeding. So again, as you can see there, it's getting rounder and rounder and rounder, and then you've got to round the tops off. Of course, that's a little bit rough and ugly at the moment. And then as you can see now, it's coming along nicely. So again, then the other end, yeah, again, just get rid of that lot. And there we go. So again, starting to look more like a nice little cigar type shaped float, isn't it? Marker float, pike float, balsa, very hard, yeah, and of course very buoyant indeed. Yeah, much more buoyant than cheap Chinese plastic. Yeah. Right, so obviously when we've got that done, yeah, we're gonna basically just smooth it off a little bit with the old fine sandpaper. Yeah, so have a little bit of a better finish on there. Again, if it's equal size either end, you can have that at the top or that at the top, it doesn't matter, you can have it either way, can't you? So once we've done that, then of course you're going to have to paint it. Okay, so you're going to take your white paint which that is just Revel air, you know, bloody aeroplane paint, model aeroplane paint at Airfix Jobs. Yeah, again that's acrylic paint, so that's water based. And then, ta-da! One I made earlier. Okay, just painting the top half. I've left that a little bit square, so it's a little bit more buoyant at the top. Okay, because the more of that you take off, of course, the less buoyant it's going to be. The more you leave on, yeah, not rocket science, is it? Okay, so that's ready. Yeah, all nice and dry, ready to go. I'm just going to give that a quick, very lightly, just take away any rough edges off the paint. Because white and fluorescent paint, yeah, I like hand in glove, brother and sister. Okay, so you've got to put a white base paint on before you put the fluorescent paint on. That is a must. If you just put straight onto wood, yeah, it's going to look Barry White, and it doesn't basically make it do its fluorescent-y type thing what it looks like. As you can see on these eggs that I'm doing, these very solid old Easter eggs from Boys 55p, it's white anyway, so I've just painted over the top. That is just one coat. There's going to be 2 coats needed on there. So now what I'm going to do is I need a swivel, but I've gone and put them all away. So I'll just go and get one of my swivels. Alright, so I've got my swivel. I've got a large-eyed swivel. You can see that. That's a large-eyed swivel that you use obviously for carp fishing. And then I'm going to stick that in the end. Okay, so I'm going to make a little hole there right in the middle. I'm just going to drill it slightly. That's why you need your drill. Just drill the end. Then that's when you need your Danny Dyers. Grab the end of the swivel like that, and then you're going to push it in. Like so. And then this is where your £1 super glue industrial strength comes in. See, take the swivel back out, get your Scooby-Doo, quid, it's great stuff. Put a bit in the hole, and put your swivel back in. And believe me, once that's dried, that won't come out. Not in a normal fishing situation, that will not come out. Yeah, if you get a pair of pliers and pull it out, yeah, obviously. But once that's in, that's in. So what I try and do is not let the glue get into the actual swivel, because obviously if it gets in there it's going to lock that tight. That's happened before. I've put them on to dry and it won't turn when the glue's totally dried. Happy days. So it's time for painting. So I've got my paintbrush. I'm going to get my chosen colour. I think I'll have orange glow. I do like orange. You can see the majority of my floats are orange. So that's not been used for quite a while. I've not done no float making for a year or two. Okay, so God, that's going to need a good steer, yeah. So just grab another paintbrush, give that a good stir. Whoa, get all the gunk up off the bottom, because it does settle and all the solvent comes to the top and all the coloured paint sinks to the bottom, so you've got to give it a bloody good stir and get all the, yeah, you can feel all settled on the bottom and all thickened up. So that's Mr. Mini Colour. I can't find it anywhere. I got this in Sweden. Big pot like that. How much is in there? 59 millilitres. That'll last a hell of a long time and do a hell of a lot of floats. Where that lasts a long time and does a hell of a lot of floats anyway. Yeah. So what I do is not to waste any. Just put that on my float now. Saves wiping it off and wasting your paint. Happy days. I'm going to Bit of bog roll. You need a bit of bog roll as well. Yeah. So you're going to steal some bog roll out of the toilet. And then you're going to paint away. Of course, I'm going to move that away because it's covered in dust and shite and muck and filth now. And of course, we just start painting. La 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 la. Singing little songs as you go. La 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 la. Again, this is solvent based painting this. So it'll go over the acrylic base, the water based stuff, the acrylic stuff. And as you can see, it's nice and fluorescent. Okay, so you've got to have that white undercoat. But something to do in the winter, isn't it? You know, if you want, it's a really cold winter, you think, right, well, I'm not going fishing, yeah, because it's Baltic, it's Pearl Harbor out there, and I don't want my testicles to fall off. Yeah, so you want to say, and to do something, I think. Yeah. But now, come mid-December, you've made about 400 carp rigs, haven't you? And you're getting a little bit tedious. Yeah. So you can get yourselves a little bit of float making kit and just dabble about. Make yourself some marker floats. For those people who say, why don't you just buy them? Where's the fun in buying them? Like, when you make some, they're great. Yeah. Again, this is just a guide, isn't it? It's a guide how to make them. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to make them like this. You can do anything you want. So there you go. That's that painted. I've got to leave that to dry. What I normally do then is I get myself a paper clip, open it up so it's like a little Hess hook then, and put it in there. See, that's locked closed now. That's locked closed, but never mind, that ain't coming out. Yeah, but either way, you've got a loop on there now. Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, you put super glue in there, it gets inside the barrel swivel and it glues it shut so you can't turn it. But it doesn't matter, you've still got a ring on it. You can just tie a swivel on there with a quick link. Yeah, if you're using it as marker float. Yeah. So that's that painted. That's one coat. I'm going to hang that up to dry now. So there's painted 3 there. Right. Just put the top back on that and place that precariously on the edge of the little box there. Okay, I've just made 3. What I normally do is get a paper clip, yeah, and just open it out, and it looks like a little S then, like that, and then I hook one end in there, and I just hang it up on things, just let them dry, because it's solvent based, takes quite a while to dry. Okay, where the water based, the acrylic paints, they dry, bloody hell, within half an hour they're done. They take a few hours, so we've got to let that dry. That's just one coat. I'll give that another coat, obviously, when that is dry. Again, just another coat of the fluorescent paint. And then once that's done, I can either paint the base, yeah, a nice carpy green, or I can paint it black, or I can leave it, yeah, I can just leave it the bare wood, and then obviously that one is a fixed loop as well, same thing's been glued in, yeah. And then once everything's dry, yeah, I'll just give that a going over with a bit of smooth sandpaper just to smooth things out, and then I'll paint it with yacht varnishing again, let it hang it to dry, and when that's dry, yeah, I'll give it another coat, because first coat on bare wood tends to sink into it. Yeah, it basically goes into the wood, and then boom, a shiny coat on the top, and that is the result. Yeah. So again, very buoyant and very hard wearing. Yeah, they're very, very hard wearing. That's a good thing. Yeah. But as I say, I make them out of eggs as well, like pipe bobbers, you know, the pipe bung type ones. This one is from Boys. Yeah, the shop Boys. Yeah, obviously you can get them, yeah, by the boatload leading up to Easter, but they still do them all year round. And this one is so solid, and I was well chuffed. I picked it up and I tested it. I thought, bloody hell, that's hard. So I'll get some of them, and I've started painting them. Obviously, that is one coat. I'm going to give that another coat. I might do that now. Okay. These ones are not so solid, little balls. Again, you find them in hoppy shops. You find them in Boys. Yeah. What I do with them is obviously they're inline floats, as you can see. Got a few here. They're inlines, and what that is, just one of them airboards, you know, for doing your lug holes. Yeah, it's a little thin plastic tube, and then you take the cotton off the ends, obviously. Yeah, and with them, what you do is, I might just get one if I've got any left. Yeah. I'll just go for one of these balls. I've got a little screwdriver here. Okay, just a little thin mini Phillips screwdriver. And I find the top, it's always got a little circle on the top, so you know where exactly the centre is. And then you just push that through, but making sure you're keeping it straight. It's like putting a boilie on. Yeah, you want it coming out the other end, but in this case you don't. I go halfway through. Yeah. Pull my screwdriver out to the pieces, find the other end, which is, there's a seam there so you can see where the middle is, and then I go through from that end. So basically when the little bit of plastic comes through, it comes out of the hole you want it to come out, and it don't come out sideways and sticking out the side of the float, you know, like through there. Same thing here, you want it coming out there. Same thing with these egg ones. Yeah. Yeah, into the bottom, and just make sure it goes as straight as possible. Halfway, pull it out, and then obviously you've got the little circle at the top. You just go bang in the middle of that, and then again straight as possible, and the two holes hopefully meet in the middle. But either way, if you go right the way through, you have a tendency to come out the side. Yeah, and then it looks Barry White, doesn't it? You don't want that happening. We'll just open them back up again. And then once, of course, you have taken all the cotton wool off, I just usually try and take it off with my BFK. Try not to obviously cut the little tube that's underneath. Get rid of that. That's a little tube there, and obviously then that goes through to make your inline. Yep. Obviously I'll take that end off as well. This is just for demo purposes. Yep. Super. So that's how that happens. Again, you might need a little bit fiddly that. You've got to get it right. It might take a couple of times, but again, they're about, I don't know, 50 odd p. Two different sizes at the moment. Yeah, I think about 50p, 30p, something like that. And then we can make little pipe bungs. Yeah, put a little glue in there, put that in, yeah, and of course your line goes through that like an old school pipe bung. Yeah, super. So that's that. Yeah, can't find my paper clips, so what I've done, I've just stood the floats up in a bit of tape, bit of camo tape, stand the float in it. Yeah, and of course leave that to dry overnight. Yeah, super. And then I'll probably come in tomorrow, give them another coat, and then when that's coated, I'll decide whether I'm going to leave it back blank, or of course I might do a carpy green. Yeah, paint the base there, and you know, it'll end up something like that. You can leave a white ring on if you want. That one's obviously black. Yeah, that one's a little bit of a carpy green with a black top. Yeah, for those sunny days. Yeah, but the majority of them, this is in a little nash pouch. I keep them for my pipe bag. So they're all for pike fishing them. But again, if I want one to use for other purposes like marker float, yeah, I've took that one out of there. I'll use that as a marker float. Yeah. Again, there's yellow if you want to do yellow, and there's one I've made. It's, you've seen better days now. It's had some ham on that one. That's basically a little poly ball, but that is not as hard as them ones from Boys now. So obviously that's going to end up something like that when it's finished. Yeah. Obviously I'm not going to leave that white, I'm going to paint that. It doesn't look as good as a nice bit of balsa, does it? Super. So, tips, tricks and handy hints. Make your own floats. Okay. Yeah. Little winter projects. That's what I do. I potter around in here when I'm sat on my Jack Jones. Yeah, I've made 400 rigs. Yeah, I've done this, I've done that. Got me a little box, obviously, my little, it's a little cantilever fishing box. And obviously I keep all my gear in there. Reeds, yeah, for making, you know, your little floats and what have you. Yeah, there's always some nice balsa there. A bit bigger than that 1/2 inch stuff. There's one made. Oh, let's get him out. Again, a small float there. Nice little carpy green base with the orange. That is a bit orange. That is acrylic, that. Water-based paint. That's that stuff. But then if you're going to do that, let it dry, put a couple of coats on. Yeah, must put varnish on definitely with them. Otherwise, yeah, a few casts and all your fluoro enders bloody washed off. So there we go, tips, tricks and handy hints, a guide to float making. Balsa wood, don't come cheap unfortunately. Yeah, 4 lengths of that, about 900mm, cost me 15 quid, but you can get it cheaper. I just bit the bullet buying that for 15 quid. Normally I wouldn't pay that. I say, trying to pull me pants down, you cheeky bastards. Yeah, but I did. I bit the bullet and bought it because I wanted to do this this video tonight. But you can get it on eBay. Yeah, inch by inch. There's a chap there that does it for £1.50. So technically, if that's 1/2 inch. Yeah, 2 of them together are going to be 1 inch. So technically, of course, that is 1 inch by 1 inch. And that's what I've made that. So if you can get it already at 1 inch wide, yeah, but again, you have to do some looking about for that. Yeah, you won't find that easy. You can make H markers as well. Again, that's in the process of being made. It's been measured, it's been cut. It's had little grooves, yeah, like little grooves or what you call joints cut out of it. And then I've glued it together, boom, screw in there, paint it, yeah, wrap your line round or whatever, and then stick, of course, a big right said thread on the end. That just happens to be 170 gram, which is about 6 ounces, isn't it, if not more, yeah. Stick that on, weighs it down, yeah. But I would advise with these, even if you buy them, yeah, what they're supposed to do, you let the lead go and the line comes off and that flips on the top till it gets to the bottom and then your float sits like that. Yeah, I've lost them and I know other people have lost them by chucking it in. That's gone, line's trapped, boom, H marker goes to the bottom, never to be seen again. So what I do is I wind it down. I take the line off it or whatever it is you're using, yeah, let it hit the bottom, wind it back down and then leave it on the surface like that so you don't lose them. Yeah, because I've paid the price for that, doing that. Chuck it in, it's supposed to unravel by itself, but if it is slightly trapped, you've lost your marker float, gents. Happy days. Right, so that's it. Yeah, I've just up to another little one that's been varnished. That'll be varnished again, it'll get another coat obviously. Yeah, so a little guide there to making your own floats if you want to do something. And then over those horrible, dark, cold winter nights, bit of white spirit. Fucking offensive that, isn't it? White spirit's offensive. Washing me paintbrush in white spirit. Yeah. Something to do in the winter. And then of course you've got quite a few marker floats. Yeah. And then you get people saying, can you make me one, Chris? Can you make me one? No, piss off, make your own. I've just shown you how to do it. Tips, tricks and handy hints. See you later, kids. Back of the onion bag.